Welcome back to Japan as we find out what happened next with Ventforet Kofu. We finished Season 1 by helping Kofu retain the Japanese Emperor's Cup, beating Hiroshima in the final, and now return to complete the AFC Champions League campaign, having topped our group last season. And who do we face in the round of 16? Hiroshima, of course. Will they get a chance for revenge, or will we march on? First of all, though, a busy off-season transfer window. At the end of 2023, we suffered 3 big losses as Ben Arfa decided to see out his playing days in France, and Eitaro Matsuda returned to parent club Yokohama with no interest in renewing his deal. And the end of Michael Wood's loan also left us without a decent goalkeeper. So a new number 1 was our first sealed deal of the window, as we snapped up Uzbek Mashturon Muhammadjanov on a free. I did 5 takes on that name and I'm still not sure if I got it right or not. Our Ben Arfa replacement is someone half his age, Alexis Baraza, a promising young Argentinian playmaker who we found playing for Hutin in the Syrian league. We also welcomed experienced Japanese winger Hayato Nakama, and joining him on the left flank, Shohei Aihara. Our first action of the season was the Japanese Super Cup as we took on last year's J1 League winners Nagoya Grampus. Not a great start to the season as our win of running trophies finally came to an end, and new boy Alexis Baraza missed this penalty which would have made it 2-2. Has the Kofu bubble finally burst? We needed to bounce back and bounce back quickly, as just a few days later we would play that AFC Champions League game with Hiroshima. And boy, this was quite the match. New signing Nakama and veteran Nigerian striker Peter Utaka had us 2 up early on. Then the visitors pulled one back before Torikai restored our 2-goal lead, and this was all inside the first 10 minutes. Hiroshima closed the gap to 3-2 midway through the half, and then levelled the score early in the second. Young striker Naito put us back in front with 15 minutes to play, and just when it looked like we were gonna get the win, a stoppage time highlight. And sure enough, on 90 plus 5, our opponents made it 4-4. Quite the goal fest. And after the drama of that first leg, the second leg, well, it was, it was settled by a single goal. And thankfully, it was a goal in our favour as we won a penalty, but no Baraza this time. It was instead Hayashida who stepped up and tucked it away. Our quarter-final opponents were K-Leaguers, Pohang Steelers, and it was another quick start in the home leg as Torikai opened the scoring. The Koreans soon levelled, only for left-back Kobayashi to restore our lead moments later. That was all before the 20-minute mark this time. And that would prove to be that. A draw would follow in the second leg at the fantastically named Steelyard. We suddenly found ourselves in the semi-finals. The AFC Champions League being a West and East Asian affair up to and including the semi-finals meant that one match would be an all-Saudi affair, while ours was all Japanese, as we would face Kawasaki Frontale, a team we had beaten last year in the Cup and already had a goalless draw with this year in the J1 League. But disaster would strike in the weeks before the semi-final clash, as we first got the news that Hayato Nakama would miss the semi-final both legs through injury, and even worse, first-choice keeper Muhammadjanov, who would be out for 6 weeks with a hernia, as our backup keeper Wakahara had been signed after the AFC Champions League registration date, and third choice Issei Uchi just wasn't registered in the 25-man squad. We would have to rely on our youth team keepers, with 16-year-old Hiroshi Harada the best option. Don't you just hate FM sometimes? Considering the circumstances, we did well to only lose 2-1 in the first leg, meaning a big performance from all was needed in the return leg, and we got it. A great team move setting up Aihara for the opener, and Aihara turning provider for Torikai to give us the lead on aggregate before half-time. Kawasaki piled on the pressure in the second half, but just couldn't hit the target as we held firm, and 16-year-old keeper Harada bagged himself the Player of the Match award, and looks like he's already gained a half-star of ability. So we now have a chance to wrap up this series with the AFC Champions League trophy, but in order to do so we will have to overcome Al Ittihad, a team led by Nuno Espirito Santos, and able to call up the likes of N'Golo Kante, Karim Benzema, and their new signing, Thomas Müller. However, this being a Saudi side with too many foreigners for the Champions League squad rules, there are a few who won't be playing, such as former Celtic winner Jota, ex-Lazio centre-back Luis Felipe, and their first-choice keeper Marcelo Grohe. Speaking of first-choice goalkeepers, our guy Mohamed Jonov is just about fit again, though lacking in match fitness, which is just as well because the first leg starts right now. So here are the lineups. Al Ittihad we see playing this 4-2-2-2, and we are sticking with our 4-2-3-1 that's served us so well. We do have a couple of injury problems. Nakama is also back, but our first choice right back is suspended, so we're having to shuffle things around a bit. But anyway, wish us luck. It is the Asian Champions League final. A little bit different to other Champions League finals around the world in that it is played with home and away legs. I think just with the vastness of the Asian continent, that's the best way to do things to avoid giving anybody an unfair advantage. It's been divided east and west through the group stages and the knockout rounds up until now. So here we are taking on the best West Asia Saudi Arabia has to offer. Are we going to take an early lead as we've done so often? Oof, what a strike. Hit the bar and went out. Promising start from us. I'll just pause this for a second so you can take a look above my head at the sheer ridiculousness, whatever, can't speak, of the Al Ittihad formation. I mean, we've got Benzema and Müller roaming around there in the attacking midfielder roles. N'Golo Kante as the segundo volante. It's the defence, though, where they're weak, so that's where we've got to hit them hard. All right, here comes N'Golo Kante bringing the ball out wide. Let's see, he plays it back to Braganca. Müller is there. Oh, dearie me, so many big names on this team. Can we somehow... I think we could get away from here with a narrow defeat. Oof. We nearly went behind there, but if we can get away from this with a narrow defeat, I think we could go back to Japan and do something. Obviously, the second leg being at our stadium is potentially a huge advantage. I'm beginning to sound like a Football Manager press conference, but okay. 0-0 at half-time. All right, we've made it up to the hour mark now. Mohamed Jonov has got the ball. He's dawdling on this. I don't like it when goalkeepers do that in FM, but no, it's worked out for us. Torikai, is this going to be our first attack, our first shot on target? What the hell happened there? What was that? Literally, what was that miss? What was that miss? Oh my God. I'm going to bring Peter Ataka on. Naito just, completely froze on the big stage there. And especially if Al Ittihad go and score now, we are going to be sick. Kamara, that was close. Right, Naito has dropped down to a 6.2 after possibly the worst miss of all time. So we're going to bring on 40-year-old. Yeah, you heard me right. 40-year-old Peter Utaka. 3 substitutions made on the hour mark. There's plenty of time left, boys. Get out there and get a result for them. No team talk's been given. I've given a team talk. What are you talking about? All right, turns out I had to press that confirm sub button in the bottom of the screen, and right after all those changes, N'Golo Kante goes and gives Al Ittihad the lead. Just don't want to go 2 down straight away. We're obviously going to struggle to score. We haven't had many chances, and good save from the keeper. Well played. Good to have him back in the team. Braganca is going to take this corner. He's played it to the edge of the area. And it's one of the local players, Al Amari, who gets the goal. Okay, one more substitution. Baraza, he's just been anonymous today, so we're going to bring on Ihara, who, of course, has scored crucial goals for us earlier in this competition. But is that going to make a difference? We've got 5 minutes of stoppage time. Please don't let Al Ittihad score a third here. We want to at least have a fighting chance and not be in need of a complete miracle in the second leg. It's going to be reviewed. Yes, goal's been disallowed. All right. All right. Are we going to get something here? Yano, the youngster we brought on. We couldn't get the header off. Kobayashi has taken it out wide. He plays it back in. Come on, boys. We can do it here. We can do this. Nakama plays it through. It just didn't find its way to one of our players in the centre. And now the highlight hasn't stopped. So, is this Al Ittihad about to stream forward and get that third goal that they've been chasing all through this second half? I think it might be. I think the Ventforet Kofu bubble has definitely burst. Oof. Mohamed Janov with another big save. So glad he recovered from his injury in time. The 16-year-old, he was good in the semi-final second leg, but would he have been good enough here? Would he have made the saves that our first choice keeper has made? Right, 2-0. It's going to be a big ask in the second leg, but hit that like button if you think we can do it. And that second leg is coming up right now. We've played a league match since then. Very unhelpful to have that fixture in between these two games, which are only a week apart, but we just put out a reserve team for that completely, rested as many people as we could. We do have players missing for this, though, as you'll see here. So this guy, Motoyama, one of our defensive midfielders, is suspended after picking up a yellow in the previous game. And the same is true for Nakama, so we'll be without him. And our first choice centre-back, Nozawa, is also injured. Good news, though, our first choice right-back, Sekiguchi, is now available again. And Mohamed Janov is still not quite fully fit, but he's available. He actually got man of the match in that previous game for all his saves. All right, so here we go. We're not actually playing this at our own stadium. We're using a stadium in Tokyo. Our own stadium has like 17,000 capacity, so I guess it wasn't big enough for the final. No Thomas Müller, I notice, in the Al Ittihad lineup. They've still got N'Golo Kante and Karim Benzema, though. I guess Müller, is he suspended? Is he injured? I'm not sure. And then, of course, they can't call up those other foreign stars that they've got in their squad. But we need a massive performance here. It would be one of my big all-time Football Manager achievements if we can somehow turn this one around. But given that we started out as a J2 League team, the whole reason I came, of course, to try out Kofu and test out the J League on Football Manager was because they were a second-tier team playing in the Champions League. To get them all the way to the final, we didn't quite expect to come this far. So this is an achievement in itself. But we've got to give ourselves a chance. Oh, dearie me, but we're not going to give ourselves much of a chance. If we're playing like this, we are now 3-0 down on aggregate. Yeah, it looks like we finally met our match here, but if we're going to do something here, if we're going to stand any chance of getting back into it, we need to start doing that something now. So let's get a goal before half-time to level the scores on the night and then push on in the second half. This is looking good. I like the build-up. I like the switch of play out to that far side. And the goal comes. Ihara's done it again. 1-1, game on. Let's get an encouraged shout-out following on from that goal. Try and pump these guys up. Could we get another one before half-time? Doesn't look like it as we come up to 47 minutes. All right. It looked like it was going to be a terrible night when we conceded that early goal. Now we've got to, well, we've got to take this game by the scruff of the neck, haven't we? All right, I actually went for a "you have not been good enough" line in the dressing room. Let's see if that fires them up. They certainly got a positive reaction. Most of them agreed with me. Oh, wow. That smashed into the bar, didn't it? But we've won a corner. Right, let's see if we can capitalise. Can we get something from this? If we can, that would set up a huge second half. But no. Oh, that could have been huge if that had just sailed in a couple of inches lower. Get another encouraged shout out. But it's Al Ittihad starting with the ball. They're looking to build something, come forward here. Kamara, who scored that first goal, he's got behind the defence. Oh, the keeper. Our Uzbek goalkeeper saves us yet again. Right, now we've got to survive this corner. Once we've done that, we can get up the other end and score. Okay, we've got it clear. Nice. We're now to just over 5 minutes left. Nothing is happening for us. All right, so we've made a couple of subs. We've pushed our two DMs up into central midfield. We've gone all-out attack across the pitch. Let's hope that it actually produces something for us in these final few minutes. Unfortunately, here we're starting with Al Ittihad on the ball, but okay, that was just a highlight at the end of my substitutions. We've still got Al Ittihad on the ball here. Come on, if we can get a goal now and then set up a scramble for the final few minutes. Here we go. Baraza plays it through to Naito. Naito out to Kobayashi. Kobayashi comes inside. Oh, what was that? Baraza. Oh, he went for a screamer. He went for the spectacular. Didn't quite pull it off, much like early in this half. But it looks like, no, it's going to end in a draw tonight. and it's going to end with Al Ittihad lifting the Champions League trophy, the Asian Champions League trophy, and not us. So there you go. This proved to be one trophy too far. But overall, I'd say a pretty decent time here with Ventforet Kofu. So if we look at my timeline here, we got that Super Cup in the first episode. We brought young players into the team. We got promotion from the J2 League. We, in fact, won the J2 League. Then we also won the Emperor's Cup. We set a new points record in the J2 League, over 100 points. I won Manager of the Year. We were unable to retain our Super Cup or win the Champions League this season, but bloody hell, we gave it a good shot. So that's it for this series. It did end up running a lot longer than expected. I started this during the beta period thinking this will take 2 weeks, and here we are in late December. Right, we are going to be back to FC Videos very soon. More content coming on the channel as well. We've got lots of Football Manager experiments and simulations coming up, so keep watching this space, and I'll see you again soon.